All right, we're back. We're looking at what constitutes your grade in this class. So we've talked about the quizzes. I don't think I mentioned, but the quizzes are 30% of your grade. Yes, 30% of your grade. I should point out on the quizzes should be done by yourself. No help. No questions in the discussions, whatever. The homework, yeah, get help. Quizzes, no, do it by yourself. Okay. Um, so there's those. Projects. There are two assignments in this course that count as what I call projects. One of them is the triangle assignment. Triangle actually has an A in it, doesn't it? Let's make that change right there. Triangle assignment and discussion. This is in week 2 as you're going through the block for week 2. In the right triangle trig section, we introduce the notion of sine, cosine, tangent, all those trig functions, and then I give you assignment to do. Sort of will reinforce what those definitions are so that you don't have to think about them later. You just know them. Okay. Also, the discussion afterwards talks about some of the things that you noticed as you were doing the assignment. So the triangle assignment and the discussion that follow constitute the first project. You will get a grade on that, and that will be 5% of your grade for the class. Okay. Also, in week 10, so the last week before finals, there is an assignment related to parametric equations. It's called parametric doodling. And you're given a bunch of graphs to try to come up with parametric equations for. There's a practice group beforehand. There's a bunch of practice problems beforehand, sort of similar types of problems. You can do those and ask people about them, get help on those. But then when you do the project is randomly generated, so every person will have different graphs. The practice problems are not randomly generated, so you can each see the same graphs and talk about them anyway. Do those problems, and there's 5 of them, I think, just 5 graphs that you have to do. And again, that constitutes a project. It's going to take some work during that last week, that 10th week, but that's mainly what we have to do during that week anyway. So that's another 5% of your grade for that second project. Then we've got 2 exams, and the math department here at the community college says that any of our online classes have to have at least 50% of the grade in a proctored setting. So the quizzes are not proctored. I mean, I'm trusting you to do the work on your own and do it. The midterm and the final exam, we will ask you all to come onto campus. If you can't come to campus, we'll make individual arrangements to figure out how to get it proctored. But mainly I have people come in on 2 evenings. So one in the middle of the quarter, which I'm going to scroll down to the calendar here because I can't remember the day. Yeah, the first test will be on May the 13th, 7 to 9 p.m. And the final exam will be June the 17th, again, 7 to 9 p.m. I'll find a room on the campus. I'll let you all know well ahead of time as to what room it's in, but I don't know as I'm making this video. So yeah, on those 2 evenings, hopefully people can all come together. We will take the exam. I'll give you, well, it's scheduled 2 hours, but I never cut people off for time on those things. So if it takes you 3 hours, fine, it takes you 3 hours. I don't think it should take you 3 hours, but some people always feel like they need more time. So the midterm exam, they're closed book, but I do allow a page of notes, 8.5 inches by 11 inches or smaller. You can put stuff on both sides. Bring a photo ID, just because we're going to make sure you are who you are. And the midterm exam is 25% of your grade. The final exam is 25% of your grade. Note, the final exam is not a cumulative exam. It's just a second half exam. So each of these is half of the course. Then I'll assign grades based on, basically 90, 80, 70, ABC kind of thing at the end of the quarter. Your grades will be visible through WAMAP in the gradebook as they come in, so you can keep track and for yourself. If you have any disability accommodations that need just work through the disability support service offices, and then they'll let me know of whatever needs to be done. I certainly have we do whatever needs to be done for accommodating such disabilities. So just get the paperwork filled out, and we'll do what we need to do. Student conduct. It's participation and conduct. What do I want to do here? Yeah. Math's not a spectator sport. We expect that you're going to participate. You're going to watch the videos. You're going to read the book. You're going to work on the problem. So you don't get good at math by watching somebody else do it. You gotta get in and join in here and participate. So we do that. We expect that you will be. I don't see this written here. Oh, it's coming up. Okay. Academic honesty. Yeah. Don't cheat. Do your own work. Doesn't do you any good to do someone else's work anyway. The idea is to learn. The idea is for you to learn. So do it. Do your own work. There's consequences for not doing your own work, and they're spelled out in your student handbook, and we will deal with them if we have to. Just don't make me have to. Some resources. Yeah, there's tutoring available in the Learning Center in Cascade Hall. You're more than welcome to stop in there. Of course, you can come see me too. There's also e-tutoring. There's some links here. Electronic tutoring. Whatcom is a member of the Northwest e-tutoring Consortium. You're certainly welcome to participate and use that. So there's information links and actually entering the e-tutoring links here. So please use that. Other resources, there is the Online Math Center. It's got a bunch of stuff here. Information, links to resources. I use a piece of software called Live Math, and I got a bunch of stuff posted on my faculty website. The link is here. Some of it you'll see me use in the videos, but you're welcome to actually go to my website and use the files yourself. You'll need a plugin, either the Live Math plugin that you get from livemath.com or the Live Math viewer. I would suggest the viewer, just because the plugin doesn't work with the browsers anymore. The Live Math company hasn't really supported their software for the last 5 years, so things are getting kind of old. But Live Math viewer still works, and anyway, it allows you to interact with the files that I post. So. Communication guidelines. Communications with your students, with your fellow students and instructors should be courteous and professional. Some of your best learning aids are your fellow students, so treat them with respect. I will do the same. You're encouraged to help each other with homework through the discussion boards. We mentioned already that the quizzes are done individually without communication from others. To contact me, you use the messaging system within WAMAP or the discussion boards within WAMAP. The messaging system, of course, would be a private way if you want to just discuss with me something that you don't want everyone else to see. But if it's just homework questions and whatnot, then post them on the discussion boards. I participate there. Other people can see the questions and help out as well. Of course, you can email me as well, wweber@whatcom.ctc.edu. That's a good way to get in touch with me. Or call me on my phone that was listed above. So I do try to respond reasonably quickly. On the weekends, it's not so quick. I tend to not work on the weekends. But during the week, certainly I should respond within 24 hours, usually substantially sooner. If I'm sitting here in my office, you may get a response back within a minute or two. Anyway, classroom meetings, I just want to point out that there are 2 times I'm going to ask you to come to campus, May 13th and June 17th, 7 to 9 p.m. each time, and we will post the room numbers. Of course, this is an online class. You're going to need some internet access. I mentioned before, if you can get a copy of Live Math Viewer, it allows you to go to my website and interact with some of those things and experiment for yourself rather than just watching me do it on the videos. It would also be good if you had some sort of camera or scanner that you can, so you can take pictures of your work for quizzes, for instance, turn it in. Sometimes I've had students, in helping with this homework on the discussions, will snap a picture of something they've done and post it. Um, OneMap is really good at being able to type math. There's a video in the orientation that's somewhere. Anyway, there's a video that I'll post somewhere about typing math in OneMap, and yeah, it's pretty easy to do. Inclement weather, if we have a snow day for some reason, it doesn't really affect an online class, but I know that there's some people that they maybe don't have internet at home and have to travel somewhere to get it. If the weather means you can't travel, then we will make accommodations and see what happens. Spring quarter, generally, we don't have to worry about snow days, but anyway. And at the bottom of the syllabus here is a calendar. This is a calendar, generally, if I were teaching this in a face-to-face manner, this is the pace I would go at. It pretty much corresponds with what is in each week. So here's week 1. All we're doing is section 6.1. I say all we're doing. There's a ton of stuff in 6.1. Likewise, week 2, 6.2 and 6.3. You can see essentially the pace that I would do this. You should keep yourself going at pretty much this pace to make it through the work that has to be done for this course. Okay. Anyway, so there's the calendar at the bottom of the syllabus. Okay. So enjoy. I think we should have a great time. I absolutely love the material that's in this course, and I enjoy teaching it. So ask your questions. That's the best way to get the most out of me. If you don't ask questions, I don't really have a lot to say. So, but I do have a lot to say if you ask questions. So let's have a great quarter.